Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is the NFL edition of Ron's Rundown. It's the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, so we're going to go over all four games this weekend, starting with that Jaguars-Chiefs game, ending with the Sunday night game between the Cowboys and 49ers. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your NFL picks in the comments section below, and if you're looking for my best bets, you can always find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. Alrighty, let's get into it. There's 4 games left this weekend. Let's talk about it in the NFL. First up, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Jaguars are 9-point underdogs. Total is at 53, and this one's going to be 4:30 Eastern on NBC. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars, what a story they've been. They won the last 5 games of the regular season to win that AFC South division, earned themselves a home game in the first round of the playoffs. But then against the Chargers, it's looking ugly in the first half. It was 27-7 at halftime. Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars, tons of turnovers, interceptions. By the end of the game, they were -5 in the turnover battle, but yet they still find the comeback victory and win that game 31-30. Great game, one of the best games of the season to watch, in my opinion. But in this matchup against a very good Chiefs team offensively, on the road at Arrowhead, one of the toughest places to play in the NFL, I just don't like the Jaguars' chances at all. You know, you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, they played the Jaguars earlier this season. They had no problem in that game, scoring 27 points, 486 total yards. They ran the ball for 5.7 yards per carry. The offensive line held up very well, did not give up a single sack in that game. The defense played well, and it was a 27-17 final score. I thought that the score was not really indicative of just how dominant the Chiefs were in that game. I thought they controlled that one from start to finish, and the Jaguars secondary especially had a lot of issues in that game. It's not an easy place to play in Arrowhead in the regular season. Now you go in a playoff game, the first one of the season for the Chiefs. I just don't think your defense can make enough stops in this game to give yourselves a chance. I think the offense will find a few points. I mean, this Chiefs defense is beatable. They gave up 22 points per game, but the offense, I think, is going to be able to move the ball at will, score points at will, score 30+, and that should be enough for a double-digit win in the end. So I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs in this one. I'm going to lay the points. Next up, we see the New York Giants taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. This one's going to be an 8:15 Eastern start time on Fox. The Eagles are 7.5-point favorites. Total is at 48. Now, this is a game where I do think the favorite is going to win. I think the Eagles are going to win this game outright, but I do think that the Giants have enough to cover this spread. So I like the Eagles to win. I like the Giants to cover. When you look at the Giants last week, I mean, they had one of their best games of the season, which is great timing. Their first playoff game since 2016. Daniel Jones was unbelievable in that game. I mean, 17 rushes for 78 rushing yards, and then he was 24 of 35 passing for 301 passing yards, 2 touchdowns as well through the air. We knew the Vikings defense was really struggling. I mean, this was one of the worst defenses in the NFL in the second half of the season, but the Giants defense themselves, they played a really good game in that one. The Vikings offense was still moving the ball in the second half of the season. Kirk Cousins was having a good year, but the Giants defense stepped it up when it mattered most. They held the Vikings to 61 rushing yards and 3.8 yards per carry, and in the second half of that game, the Giants defense really stepped it up. So I do think the Giants have enough to cover this number. You're getting more than 7 points. You're getting more than a touchdown in this game. I think it's going to be a game decided by about 4-7. So I do think the Eagles are going to win this one in the end, but I like the Giants to cover. Give me the points here with New York. Next up, we see the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are 5.5-point favorites. Total is at 49. And this one's going to be 3 o'clock Eastern on CBS. Now, this Bengals team, when you look at their home and road splits, it's really been a different team when playing on the road versus at their home stadium. And, I do worry about that in this game against a very good Bills team. We know the final 8 teams remaining in the NFL playoffs right now, all good teams. So there's no knock on really any of these teams. But when you look at the Bengals at home, they scored 28 points per game at home, only 24 on the road. They gave up only 18 points at home, 22 points per game allowed on the road. So pretty big difference in those in the home and road splits. But then when you look at the total yards, 386 total yards for at home per game, 324, so a 62-yard difference when playing on the road. And then the defense, the same thing, giving up only 316 yards per game at home, 356, so 40 more yards given up per game away from home. This is a very tough road environment to play in, one of the toughest in the NFL for Bills Mafia, and I just don't think the Cincinnati's going to be able to hold up in this game. Should be a very entertaining game, but I do think the Bills offense just too much to handle in this game. The defense is also pretty underrated. I don't think enough is said about this Bills defense. I like the Bills in this game to win it by a touchdown. I think they're going to cover the number in the end, so give me the Buffalo Bills laying the points. And the final game for the NFL divisional round, it's the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. This one's going to be 6:30 Eastern on Fox. The Niners are 4-point favorites. Total is at 46.5. Now, both of these offenses had big days in the wild card rounds. We said the Cowboys put up 31 points and 425 total yards. The Niners put up 41 points against the Seahawks and 505 total yards. But I think we're going to see a big difference in this game. I like the under. I think both of these defenses are going to be a lot of pressure on the opposing quarterbacks in this one. You know, Dak Prescott had a really inconsistent season this year. I worry about that against this very good San Francisco defense. And although the Dallas Cowboys were able to run the ball for most of the year, against the San Francisco defense, giving up only 3.4 yards per carry in the regular season to opposing ground games, I just don't think they're going to be able to move the ball very efficiently in this one. And you got a rookie quarterback, third-string quarterback. You wonder where he's going to start struggling against a pass rush like this. I think this could be the game. I'm going to take the under in Dallas, San Francisco. And that's it. Those are the games for the NFL divisional round. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to put your NFL picks in the comment section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Ron Romanelli. Good luck.